Hi everybody, welcome to episode 4 of Conversations from the Vortex with Lisette and Gretchen.
Hi!
Today we are going to talk about meditation. So whether you're a person that bases your health practices purely on science, or you might be someone that literally tries every single new agey practice that claims to reduce stress and help you navigate a busy life in the modern world, you have most likely dabbled in the idea of trying meditation. So whilst meditation is a word that's bandied around quite a lot amongst our friends, how much do we actually know about this practice? How many of us actually know the science behind it and what a regular meditator experiences in terms of an increase in health, a great feeling of well-being? I, for one, have quite a few friends who meditate, and I've heard over and over about the incredible freedom that they gain from actually nailing down a daily practice. But for me, nailing down a regular practice has been difficult. Maybe I don't truly believe in it. Maybe I think I haven't got enough time, which seems ridiculous because I have enough time to feel overwhelmed and stressed out. I have enough time to experience regular road rage and then call my friend and complain about the traffic for 20 minutes. Or maybe, like most lifestyle practices that state big claims to improve my daily functioning, maybe I actually need to research it for myself. Read the facts from some credible sources and see the evidence in black and white. So that's what I've done. If you're like me, you need some hard evidence before you change any of your lifestyle practices and before you are willing to stop procrastinating, get your ass up off the sofa and change your life. So here we go.
And the thing with meditation is you don't actually have to get your ass up the sofa.
That is so true.
You can sit on the sofa and meditate. You can meditate anywhere.
Yeah. So we are going to break down the practice of meditation today. We're going to tell you what it is, what the science behind meditation is, what do practitioners of meditation actually claim it does for you, how can you start a meditation routine in your busy life, the different types of meditation. Lisette will discuss those. And what's the best one for you? How can you tailor it into your particular lifestyle? And then what to expect, especially if you're new to meditation. How can you maintain a practice? And how can you experience the actual great effects from a robust meditation routine? So firstly, what is meditation?
What is meditation? Meditation is quieting the mind and allowing yourself some space to slow the thoughts and sit with yourself. A lot of the time people think that the goal of meditation is to think nothing, but we all know that's not actually possible. And it's just, it goes without saying that if we sit there, our minds do wander and you can't really help it. It happens. The trick is to sit still, and when you feel those thoughts coming into your mind and you know start thinking, I need to take the cat to the vet, or what am I going to have for dinner? You don't follow them. You don't follow those thoughts.
Okay. Because I was when I was reading about this, apparently we have 60,000 thoughts a day.
I'm not surprised.
I mean, doesn't that sound crazy? So meditation is literally a practice to quieten the thoughts.
Quieten the thoughts, and even like it's almost like as if you're stepping back from your own thoughts. You see them coming in and you let them go again and try and refocus your mind on something simple. And that's where the different kinds of meditation can come into it, where it can be easy to focus on something. So whether that's a guided meditation, a mantra, an image in your mind, a manifested visualization, or an internal mantra. These are all tools, different tools that can help you keep your mind focused on one thing as opposed to all of that monkey mind chatter that we all get.
Yeah.
So there's different methods that you can use to just still the mind, slow the mind, and keep it in a focused position.
Okay, fantastic. So let's talk about some of the different types of meditation.
Yeah, okay. So personally, I have been doing a lot of guided meditations for quite a while. I find guided meditations, which are generally where you start with a body scan, and then you're generally listening to someone. So I use YouTube. They start with a body scan and then they take you on a guided journey. But because they're telling you a story, almost like a tale, your mind can't help but see what you're being told to see. It's just like,
it's a visualizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a visualization and a guided one. So you just
like you would when you listen to any story, you're always visualizing it in your mind.
You're always going to see what you're being told about. It's just sort of the way it is. And I like to use guided meditations by the Honest Guys on YouTube. I find them quite cool.
Okay.
They've got all different kinds of guided meditations. You can go on like Lord of the Rings style journeys. There's one in a magical cave of abundance. There's a whole lot. They've got so many videos that you can listen to and meditate to. Tara Brach.
So with the YouTube ones, do you actually watch the video or are you just listening to the voice?
So you play the video, it's just got a still picture and you close your eyes or sit in a chair and listen to the audio.
Personally, I would prefer that because if I was watching...
Yeah, it distracts.
Yeah, absolutely. Distracts from the purpose. Yeah. Okay, so you're listening to do they have a nice voices?
They've got like nice English voices. I think it's two guys and they've got these lovely calming English voices and I quite like them, but my partner can't handle listening to them. Because I don't know, he just feels like he can't handle their voices. I don't know why. He's very fussy with his meditation voices that he uses. He prefers Tara Brach. I can't say her name. His meditations at tarabrach.com.
Okay.
And she has heaps, like a huge selection, and she too will take you on guided meditations, guided journeys. She does a lot more body scan work, so she basically does 25 minutes of focusing on your whole body and relaxing it, sensing it, and then letting it relax further. So she will take you on a huge body scan journey.
Okay.
But she's another great one. She's got a huge following. I generally the other person who does great guided meditations is Cendrine. Savanya. She's got a website, cendrines.com.
Okay. How do you spell Cendrine?
CENDRINES.
Okay. .com. Okay.
Yeah, and she's a New Zealand-based meditation practitioner, and she's got some great recordings for free on her website as well. So yeah, you should check that one out.
Awesome.
The benefit of the guided meditation is that your mind can't wander as much. So if
because you're literally listening to the voice and following the instructions.
Yeah, it really does help you keep on that path. Whereas self-focused meditation, which is another tool that is quite helpful, can be more challenging because you are really relying on yourself to stay focused. You basically concentrate on your breath, and you can use counting. I know that Louise Hay taught me the basic concept of just you breathe in, you count to 1, you breathe out, you count to 2, you breathe in, you count to 3, you breathe. So it's just
that's interesting because I remember the very first meditation I did after I saw a physio when I had a neck injury, and he taught me just a breathing technique paired with a meditation, and it was breathe in for 3, hold for 4, and then breathe out for 3, I think it was. 3, 4, 3, 3, 4, 3. And I found holding for 4 and then breathing out really relaxed my upper body.
Absolutely.
I think you got to find what suits you.
Yeah, totally. And there is that. And when you are self-focused, you really can go into that breathing, that diaphragmatic breathing, which in itself is incredibly relaxing. And as Dr. Libby Weaver would tell us, because she's a huge fan of diaphragmatic breathing, and she talks about how the breathing diaphragmatically is the only way we can control our autonomic nervous system. So that's the part of the brain that reacts to stress and therefore releases hormones that can be incredibly detrimental and cause like adrenal fatigue and stuff like that.
Okay.
So when we're in a stressed state, it's very hard to get out of it and to stop that sort of chemical reaction in our bodies. But one way we can do that is by slowing down and using diaphragmatic breathing. And Dr. Livy Weaver also says, I would like to encourage you with every ounce of my being to incorporate a ritual into your day that allows you to focus on breathing diaphragmatically. So that's pretty big coming from Dr. Livy Weaver. But yeah, it's huge.
And the cool thing about a meditation practice is you can do it anywhere at any time. It's something that you don't need to lift up a piece of equipment or go to a place. You can literally take this practice with you anywhere.
And there's so many of them. Like, I mean, this one particularly, you don't even need your phone when you're doing self-focused meditation. You don't need anything. You just sit down or even stand up if you want to, and you just breathe. So yeah, I try and do it every morning when I wake up because I'm a very slow riser. I just count to 10, so I'm breathing in, out till 10. Then I start again, and I try and do it for as
and you're breathing
long as
from
I can.
your diagram.
Breathing diaphragmatically. Yeah, very much just, I mean, if it helps, you can visualize something. Sometimes I just find myself visualizing a pyramid, and I don't know why. It just comes to me. So it's like a glowing triangle. Who knows what it means? Could be the holy triangle. Who knows? But that seems to come into my mind when I'm doing self-guided. The other fun self-guided meditation is a manifesting visualization. Okay. So that's self-guided as well, but you are guiding yourself on a journey. So you try and let a scene unfold in your mind. This can be apparently harder for some people because there are people that really struggle to visualize things vividly in their minds. Like they just don't have that ability. So, but if you are able to really let a scene unfold in your head, what you can do is visualize a scene of achieving everything you want. So whatever your true abundance is. For me, I like to visualize attending a book signing of my best-selling novel. And when I get to the venue, it is packed because all of my fans are there to have their books signed, their dog-eared copies of my novel. And I have to go past all these people to get to the front of the line and then sit down, and I just have to sit there for hours because, of course, I can't leave any book unsigned. So that's...
And you find this relaxing?
I love it. I don't know why. I find
that's
it
cool.
really fun. So, it's also... I actually learned that from Abraham Hicks by Esther and Jerry Hicks. It's basically a practice of abundance.
Yeah, so it's almost like a manifesting practice.
Yeah, it's very much, it doubles as your meditation practice as well as your manifesting practice. So in that case, you're imagining, you're living as if you're living in that moment of achieving whatever it is you want to achieve, and by doing so, you're not only activating your all the brain stuff to do magic things, but you're also manifesting what you want to bring into fruition. So
awesome. So how long does that one go for?
It can go for as long as you want. But I guess it depends how much time you have.
Yeah.
In the morning, it's usually until the cat comes in and attacks me, but yeah. And cool. Then, the other very popular form of meditation is transcendental meditation, which is so cool right now because of like all the celebrities that do it. I like to call transcendental meditation, which is known as TM. I call it TM because it's a trademark.
I've heard about this. So it's a business, isn't it?
It's a business. It's a trademarked form of meditation, which already makes me feel weird. But the concept behind it is pretty cool. So it's basically a meditation practice that uses a personal mantra, which is a silent mantra that one would say in their mind. Okay. And this mantra isn't just any old mantra you would like pull out of the internet or anything like that. You actually have to go and go to a qualified transcendental meditation coach who then over a period of say 2 weeks will learn what mantra you need and then give it to you. And
they do that by...
They interview you.
Okay.
And then they find out exactly what you need to achieve, what you need, and then they offer you this mantra, which is doesn't actually translate to anything in any language, but it's a sound that resonates with you and your needs.
Right.
So, but the concept behind it is great. It comes from a whole range of other yogi and Buddhism, where they use chanting and mantras. And yeah, so you basically are sitting in silence, and it's self-focused in the sense that you're just using your mantra in your mind and saying it over and over again in
and chanting it out loud?
No, just silently.
Okay.
So that's interesting, because when you think of a mantra, it does seem like something you would say.
Yeah.
But in TM, the mantra is a silent thing, because you're not meant to tell anyone your mantra, because... I don't know, then they'd get it for free.
Or it's just ultra personal.
It's ultra personal, and the belief is that to tell anyone your mantra would be to lose some of its strength, because the strength is in it's only yours.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So there's lots of different types of meditation.
Totally. But my very favourite is Kundalini meditation. I'm a huge fan.
Tell me about this one.
I learnt about Kundalini meditation from Gabrielle Bernstein, who is the author of The Universe Has Your Back and Spirit Junkie. And she's very, very into Kundalini meditation. And I learnt of this one in one of her books. Is the Kirtan Kriya is a meditation that is done to music. But it's the idea of it is that you sing a mantra as well as using physical movements at the same time. The idea is that in doing so, and using both voice and the body, you're activating different chakra points, starting from the root chakra at the base of the spine, and then slowly moving up to the 7th chakra in the top of the head, which basically is enlightenment.
Right.
So, and it's very interesting, because...
So this is a meditation where you'd have to go to a group.
Well, I actually do this one at home.
Okay.
Because the Kirtan Kriya is available on YouTube. And you just can type in Kirtan Kriya with Ks. And it comes up, and I choose the short version, which is about 12 to 13 minutes, 14 minutes. And it's pretty much just someone singing the mantra, and you can sing along. And all you need to know is the hand movements, which you can find online as well. They're pretty easy to find. It's really interesting. So the Kirtan Kriya the mantra is Sa Ta Na Ma, and as you say each part, there's a finger and thumb movement. So for Sa, you're holding your index finger to your thumb. For Ta is the middle finger to thumb, Na is the ring finger to thumb, and Ma is the pinky finger to thumb. And you're basically repeating that mantra, Sa Ta Na Ma.
Sa Ta Na Ma.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
interesting.
Yeah, and you go through, I think it's 2 minutes out loud singing it with your voice, then 2 minutes whispering it, then 4 minutes in your mind, and then back to 2 minutes whispering, and then 2 minutes singing.
Yeah, I feel like that one would work well for me, because it's that physical connection and vocal
discipline. And it really, and the music with it is incredible. And you can almost feel it activating, because in order to sing and whisper, it really does use those chakra points. You can't help but use them and activate them. So yeah, that's my favorite of the moment. So Kundalini, they're all just different methods of the same concept of meditation, but there's so many options. It's not hard to find one that works for you at any different time.
Awesome. Okay, so we've learnt that there are a lot of different types of meditation, and we're really lucky because they're basically all available online.
Yeah, for free, mostly.
Yeah.
Except for TM.
So Buddhists have been meditating for literally thousands of years. They're very familiar with the positive effects, including the way, meditation can instill that inner strength and insight required for a spiritual practice. So Buddhists believe that instead of trying to hack into the mind of God, like, for example, Christianity or other religious practices do, Buddhists, through meditation, are trying to hack into their own mind to harness it under control. So what is the science behind meditation? We hear all of these amazing benefits.
Yeah.
Like decreased stress and a feeling of overall health. But I looked a little bit deeper into that. And back in the 90s, with the sort of advent of MRI scans and other brain scanning techniques, scientists have actually been able to look directly at the brain activity during meditation and see what goes on in there. So, for example, neuroscientists used MRIs back in the 90s to compare the brains of meditators with non-meditators. And what they found was really interesting. They found that people that meditate daily and for long periods have actual structural changes in the brain.
Crazy.
So there's high levels of, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, gyrification that were found, and this is the folding of the cerebral cortex. So what happens is that your brain increases the thickness of the cortical area, which leads to a decreased sensitivity to pain. Then again, another study was done in 2009, so quite recent, that showed that a long-term meditation practice is basically associated with an increase in the grey matter density in the brainstem.
That's amazing. So this is long-term meditators, people that have been...
Yeah, so people that have had a daily practice, namely Buddhists,
Right.
over a long period of time. And I think this one was 10 years plus.
Wow. So comparatively, people that are high stress, working too hard, doing too much, not meditating, their brains were obviously different.
Yeah, so
Wow.
so in the brains of non-meditators, and comparing it to people that have meditated for a long period of time, there were clear structural differences, namely in that cortex area, and an increase of grey matter all throughout the brain.
Gee, that's amazing.
So, yeah, the actual structural changes of the practice of meditating, which involves that cardiorespiratory control, so slowing down your breathing, which in turn slows down your heart rate, leads to these structural changes, which then lead on to these other benefits. So, Lisette, you were going to mention the different benefits that we see today in our busy lives in the Western world. Things like a decrease in stress.
Yes, absolutely.
Increase in cognitive function.
So many. It's really crazy. I actually found on a website called liveanddare.com the benefits of meditation. There were over 70 benefits scientifically proven in this article, which was crazy. I didn't list them all, but basically they have every single benefit and they have the study link and everything to the proof where they found it. So reduces stress, improves concentration, improves your immune system. So that's interesting. So by just decreasing your stress through meditation, you can actually improve, lessen your exposure to illness.
Yeah, that totally makes sense because with increased stress, like we kind of touched on before, you get that increased output of cortisol and adrenaline. The two things that can,
hugely
when they're raised, your immune system is decreased and you're more likely to pick up any illness that's going around that's viral.
Increased cortisol can lead to weight gain, which can lead to other health issues. So it's just like a cycle. And as soon as you stop that whole cortisol issue by regular meditation or diaphragmatic breathing or anything like that, it's amazing. Yeah, there's a huge benefit. Depression and anxiety was greatly reduced in people that meditated regularly, and your general sense of well-being increased. There was proof of increased well-being. There was also proof that age-related mental illnesses reduced. So that's dementia, Alzheimer's, all of these age-related cognitive issues were less likely to occur in people who meditated regularly. And the list just went on and on and on and on and on.
Wow.
So yeah, if you're curious, liveanddear.com.
Okay, so the evidence is there. All right, so this is all very well, but how does the average person start a daily practice of meditation?
Yeah.
How do we find the time? How do we find which one is right for us? There's lots of articles out there that talk about the steps to establish a daily practice. And I think the best kind of piece of advice that I found was start small.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I think it's a bit like if you're going to suddenly join a gym and you're like, right, I'm going to go to the gym every day for an hour.
Yeah.
It's too much, and before you
every
know
single
it...
day, 6 days a week,
Yeah.
twice a day.
Yeah, and before you know it, you've been like, this is too much, I don't have the time for this, and you throw it in, and that's that.
Yeah, start small.
So start small, and that can mean meditating for very short periods of time. It can be for, say, 2 minutes. Some people start at 2 minutes a day.
2 minutes. That was when I first started trying to do self-guided, that was all I could manage, was 2 minutes in the morning of just breathing work. And I would just sit up in bed, because morning is never my strong point. I would just sit upright, cross my legs, hold my hands in meditation position and breathe calmly, for, as long as I could. So I would count, I would go 1 to 10, like I was saying, and I would do that for about 3 minutes. And so it is good to have a specific time of day. Yeah, I think if you make it a habit that you get up, you sit up, you do your meditation, you've got 3 minutes to do it in, that's what you use. Yeah. And as Yogi Bhajan, I've read, he was saying, in that 3 minutes is when you usually face a lot of the chatter, the brain chatter. If you can go for longer than 3 minutes, that brain chatter fades away and you start to find mind calm. So, and then the longer you do it for, the more period of mind calm you have, the more rejuvenating it is. Sure. So,
another thing I found that was interesting was when you first start a meditation practice, even if it's starting small, 2 minutes a day, and I found this myself in my personal practice, I have that sort of overwhelming feeling of, I'm not doing this correctly. I'm not doing this right. This is not right. And I sort of flip into that judgment mode. Yeah, totally. Which is written about a lot, and it's very natural for you to judge yourself when you're trying something new, anything new. Absolutely. And the great thing about meditation is that is normal. Allow yourself to do that, and then just go, okay, I hear that thought. I'm going to let it go. I'm just going to let it go and come back. And so it's the continual practice of it, like anything else, that will lessen that judgment. Absolutely. And I think the whole point is kind of to take note of that judgment. Yeah. Because the fact that you're judging yourself so harshly on something that doesn't actually get marked or assessed, it's not, there's no need for judgment in this situation. That's an interesting assessment in itself. And I like to try and think of it as like the thoughts are like a river flowing past you. Basically, they're just flowing down the stream. You see them coming, and when you see them trying to come towards you, you kind of just smile and nod. Like everyone has that annoying, silly uncle at Christmas lunch who says dumb stuff, and you just sort of go, "Oh, that's nice," and let them just go, and don't bite to their little what they're saying. Don't even give them a rise. Just go, oh yeah, whatever, and you let the thoughts just flow on past you. Absolutely. When you think if we have 60,000 thoughts a day or more, then we have to. You can't pay attention to every single thought. And so during your meditation practice, when those thoughts come, you allow yourself to go, oh yep, here it is, and then just let it go again. And come back to the practice. Yeah. And sometimes even if you're only practicing for 2 minutes a day, that might happen multiple times. Yeah, in the 2 minutes. And that's normal, and that's fine. It's totally fine, and don't judge that sort of action. I mean, I don't know if you've read Eat, Pray, Love, but that was a huge yes in how Elizabeth Gilbert's character, who was herself really, she was judging. She was getting so frustrated at why can't I meditate properly? And it's really just like, that doesn't serve you either, getting mad at yourself, because there's no right or wrong way of meditating. It's just you do it.
You sit there and you do it. And that's the whole point.
Definitely. So that brings me on to the next point. So firstly, when you're establishing a practice, start small. Secondly, experiment with the different types of meditation that we've talked about and the different types that are available, and find something that works for you. So obviously there's heaps available on YouTube. There's different websites. There's also a lot of, quite a few apps now that are great. Some people love the apps and they'll remind you when to do your practice and
I mean,
guide you through it.
Sometimes you don't actually even have to sit with your eyes closed. You can use mindfulness. So that it could just be, don't eat lunch in front of your computer screen. Actually sit and mindfully eat your lunch. So chew your food, taste the food. Don't talk while you're eating. Just sit there.
So you can actually work it into your day that way.
And even driving, my partner meditates while he's driving home instead of getting mad and rushing to get home and getting mad at all the people on the street. He's just driving and just feeling the sensation of his hands on the steering wheel and doesn't have the radio on. He's just in the moment, and he finds that. And he's breathing.
Meditation.
That's his meditation. If he knows he hasn't done it in the morning, he'll do it driving. And he comes home and he's much calmer.
So
there is that. You can find different ways to meditate anywhere. It can be walking, meditative walking. So you're actually physically walking through the forest, but you're not listening to your iPod. You're just going for a walk and seeing, being in the moment. Yeah. And that
anything that works for you. So definitely find the one that is right for you. Yeah. Experiment. Scheduling your meditation time is great. And also, if you're really struggling with creating a routine for yourself, there are heaps of groups that you can join out there. It's quite a cool way of, meeting new people in your area. There's lots of different groups that meet and meditate together, and that can be quite a powerful introduction to meditation as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Meeting like-minded people that are searching for the right technique for them.
I do feel like there is a certain demographic of people that really benefit from meditation, and that is your highly intuitive, highly sensitive, even quite introverted people that, due to the way life is, you end up having to be around people a lot. I know that, I've been told by countless spiritual workers that I must meditate because I'm personally very highly sensitive and very highly intuitive. So in order to keep my internal peace and not take on everyone else's energy all the time, it's like, basically my life will be much improved if I meditate daily. And that's something to be aware of, that it's, if you can't live in a cave, this is one way to rejuvenate your mind and your body through meditation. Yeah,
definitely. So we know that the act of meditation involves, no matter which type you choose, it involves slowing the breath, which in turn slows the heart rate. Even if your thoughts are still running wild, if you actually manage to slow the breath, slow the heart rate, and you continue your practice without judging it, you are indeed, according to science, according to the hard facts, you're improving your chances of structurally changing your brain. So whether you think you're good at it or you think you're crap at it, it still works. That's really interesting to me.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah. So, guys, it was very interesting talking to you about meditation this week, and we hope you enjoyed episode 3 on self-sabotage.
This week's a little bit lighter in tone.
We are going to finish off this episode with a guided meditation for you to listen to. Guided meditation is one of the meditation practices that I enjoy the most. We hope you really enjoy it, and we thank you for your feedback on our last episode. We love getting your feedback, and we will see you again next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys.